Vonatello's Banjo and Kazooie starting on Smashville of all places for this game 1, Scabs.
Interesting stage pick because you have smaller characters. It should be smaller stage. Typically, you think that that would disadvantage Vonatello, but the actual benefit that he gets out of this is that his Wonder Wing can cover just about the whole stage.
Yes, it is a vast distance, and right now he's not even throwing out that Wonder Wing. He's throwing out all sorts of other Bago tricks courtesy of Banjo and Kazooie.
Okay, yeah, that's like you expect Roy to be really aggressive and to like just run into you, but when you're holding the smash attack for a whole second and a half, perhaps he has enough time to react.
A little bit excessive. There's the Wonder Wing you were talking about, punished by the F smash. That's the thing. It's incredibly powerful, and you have a limited supply of them, but extremely laggy. Not getting the jab back here. But damn, dropping shield and dying at under 100.
Commitment. He had one thing on his mind that entire stock, just charging up that forward smash and calling out the spot dodge habit right there by Failcant.
That was an absolutely interesting way to take a stock of your Vonatello, but you'll take it. Vonatello looking pretty nice right now. Throwing out some weird options as well. Liking the recovery high option and wondering to get back. It's still very punishable, but I like that distance, actually. Vonatello managing to survive that because it was so vast, like you said, covering so much distance. Oh!
I like the parry into the rapid jab. That's really the problem with Banjo-Kazooie is that they don't have a lot of long strings, so usually whenever...
That's tough. Yeah, Failcant's like, okay, this is it. Okay, we gotta step it up a bit. We can't be losing to Banjo on stream.
The forgotten DLC character, basically.
He's gone so under the radar by basically everyone because he's like universally disliked for how he plays.
He's still a good character, but the problem is that he doesn't do anything like incredibly sexy. Like he doesn't have these long strings. He doesn't have these explosive combos. All he does is he plays neutral and he wins neutral.
Yeah. And as someone who loves Banjo-Kazooie and wanted them in, not the most fun character to play, and in a lot of cases watch. So the people that do stick with a character like that, you know they're dedicated and they're bringing a bag of tricks like Vonatello is in this game.
Ooh, we lit the eye on that one too. Interesting counter. I like that tool.
Yeah, it actually made it. That reach is super important for Failcant, keeping themselves alive here. The rage is coming aboard on this Roy, which is actually pretty scary. But at the same time, with Wonder Wing, you can just get popped immediately with like no hesitation.
Try to get the drag down on the neutral air too. That could be a really good tool with this top platform, allowing you to set up into things like up tilt. Ooh. Just no, get me out of here.
Second time that Failcant's kind of flubbed the follow-up and flubbing that attack as well. Vonatello with a 2-stock in that game 1.
Just rolled right through, and unfortunately the problem with Roy's side B is that it is super laggy. So if you try to interrupt that, you have to make sure that you're actually hitting your opponent. Then you can go ahead and like try to do something fancy with it, try to keep them inside the string. But if you're trying to do like any kind of a 2-hit side B, that's a Lucina combo. That's a Croy combo. Roy, you can kind of get the first hit, but the second that you commit to that second one, you're locked in.
Did they have a tell when they get their cameras on? Because both of them spent time looking at their respective camera when it was hovering over them. Either that or the cameraman Brig is an absolute god at his job.
I think it's the new setup. We've got like 2 ones like in the middle of the floor now, just pointing directly at them.
Ah.
It's got that Smash World Tour production quality, man.
Yeah, we'll be stepping up a little bit in this game.
All right, getting back into it. A larger stage here, an interesting counter pick right now for Failcant. Like, typically you think that this is going to allow Banjo to go ahead and run away, but the problem is that how do they actually get down?
Whew, I love that parry. And as you said, yeah, how do they get down is very important, and those small blast zones are going to be very helpful for both characters, really, in securing stocks. But, of course, Roy's infamous for it, which makes sense why Failcant would want to counter here.
Just right now, Failcant forcing Vonatello to edge and never letting him back. Now, when you have this like final D adjustment, you can really hit Banjo really hard. If disjoints aren't particularly long range, side B will finally finish it. It felt like Vonatello played that entire stock in disadvantage.
Missing the grab here, and as Vonatello's trying to find something, not quite finding it, and this is more of a calm, collected gameplay exhibition from Failcant this time. The first game he was getting kind of caught by stuff, and even now he's still getting a little bit swept out from the Banjo madness. But you can see he's playing more composed, he's finding a lot more of his options, and he has the lead this game, which is definitely important if you're trying to fight someone that can do crazy stuff like Banjo.
So I'm super surprised he missed on that forward smash. It was a great option, just a little bit too slow. People don't necessarily realize that Wonder Wing really punishable at the end, but the second that like the animation's done, it wraps it pretty quick.
It's like Rest in this game where the wake-up animation is so short compared to when you can shield that it's very deceptive. Because if you use that melee look where they're doing that, there is that exact punish you were talking about. Caught him at the very end of it before he could shield, and that's going to be the stock for Failcant.
And an early stock at that too, so Failcant has a solid lead right here. You have to see if he can keep it, or Vonatello is going to get one of those explosive situations that he was able to do in game 1.
Double nair into a little bit of dancing through the air, as Failcant's just looking to rack up percentage and then keeping Vonatello in the corner just like this, so we can probably secure the stock very soon if he's not careful. Spotlight getting cut off by the rapid jab, of course. Though just the raw Wonder Wing. It's a call-out option and a half, so it makes sense.
And at that height, you're not necessarily going to get punished. He's going to be able to fall back down to the ground and choose an option quicker than Failcant was able to respond.
Looking for anything right now. It's the mix-up on the Wonder Wing that takes it. I really like that from Vonatello. This is difficult to do versus Roy on Town and City, but possible. Because I mean, we saw Failcant kind of flub a little bit in that game 1, so if you can get any momentum going, this could be the game for Vonatello.
I'm really interested in the fact that he hasn't really used any gun. Like this entire time, he's really just relied on these grenades rather than anything else. Not trying to...
Oh, no! Oh, he's living.
Yeah, not at that percent. Not at that percent, dog.
And no follow-up from Vonatello either. That was a dangerous down smash. That's a footstool from Failcant. And that's the jab back air, not killing either.
This is a heavy character.
That's punishable. No, it's the weak spot.
If he had gotten the up smash instead, I think it was done.
Both these guys have had the capacity to kill each other multiple times now. And is it the up air? Yes, it is. That was a very nerve-wracking last stock for both competitors.
Oh yeah, tons of mistakes right there at the end. As everybody was just kind of scrambling to try to get the 1 or 2 hits that they needed. Failcant comes up on top, though, and that is a situation that Roy is really used to. Like, you don't have to commit nearly as hard as with Roy than you do with Banjo to get kills. Like, basically, Banjo, at that percent, you're trying to get grabs, you're trying to get forward airs, you're trying to get Wonder Wings. And a couple of those, a little bit telegraphed. When Banjo's running in on you, he's going to do one of 2 things. He's either going to grab, or he's immediately going to just dash attack, or excuse me, dash dance out to try to bait you out of shield.
So we want to see where the mentalities... Yeah, oh, even the wink from Vonatello. I like it. I like it.
Confidence.
I like it. The confidence, the nod to the people, the commentators, the viewers. I like that.
Either that or was the wink because he knew he was taking us to a jank stage.
Hey, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah, so what this stage gets you is that you get you interesting angles from gun off stage that can allow you to interrupt a ton of recoveries. Plus, do you know how Egg reacts to slants? Because I don't think anybody does that isn't a Banjo.
I was going to say, is that a trick question? Because I sure do not know, but it's not looking great for Vonatello right now, as Failcant has barely been touched on this first stock.
Early kills are the name of the game on this stage, and yeah, Failcant making it work all of a sudden here. He's catching Vonatello's aggressive landing options a lot better too here in game 3.
Catching, yeah, the Wonder Wing doing a great job right there. Going low to maybe try to see what Failcant would do, but not finding the follow-up. Just for the more smash attacks, why not? Cause him tripping. I mean, we can knock Vonatello for it, but he's gotten stocked that way, so, I mean...
I feel it's more of a spacing thing. He recognizes that like max range on that can not be punished nearly as easily by Roy.
There's a little bit of the Breagle Blaster and the back throw taking it there. 54% isn't a huge deficit for Vonatello, so if he plays a little bit evasive, uses more of that grenade and the Breagle Blaster, he can cause some problems. And he's even done a decent job showing he can scrap up close against Failcant.
Failcant also really needs to clean up his edge play. Like, it feels like 2 or 3 times in a row now, Vonatello's charged up the forward smash and just barely missed him.
I like the movement now, kind of dancing and trying to evade as best he can.
Bad forward air, forcing him to edge, just barely getting clipped with that neutral air. I love what Failcant was trying to set up right there, but Vonatello gets better at that exchange.
I like that conversion from Failcant as well, not getting the sweet spot there. Now just dancing around, trying to catch him slipping, and there it is, the mix-up on that landing that's so important. Vonatello, of course, broke his ankles a little bit there.
He does that a lot, just like full hops into just either grounded options or grabs. Typically, you don't think of like Roy doing full hop tomahawk, but he's been doing a couple of those so far this time.
Oh, and there's the quick follow. I think it's like one of the few grabs Vonatello's gotten, and the berries rather. And you got that back throw first stock, of course, but a little more than a grab. Fun little mix-up there as well. A lot of rapid jabs as well from Vonatello. He's really diversifying his portfolio on moves he's throwing out and making it difficult for Failcant to really deal with a lot of it.
Failcant barely interrupting that Wonder Wing. Very close to claiming his stock right there was Vonatello. Couple of these pool noodle hits right there doing him no favors, but still forcing Vonatello to edge, still getting a little bit of extra credit. The up smash immediately calling out the jump, but not going to finish off.
They're catching Vonatello. He's going to need to get this stock very soon if he wants to find himself still on board this game. As right now, Failcant's just swinging all cylinders at him. Nice parry, but missed spacing. And
that should be it.
A little bit of a, a little bit of an eager option to like, please don't want this to work, but it worked for Failcant instead. Failcant proving up to his namesake, taking that set 2-1 and continuing on in this winner's side bracket.
So he did drop game 1 after a little bit of a sloppy counterplay. It seemed like 2 or 3 times in a row he just wasn't ready for what Vonatello was doing, but the adaptation was phenomenal. I don't think he got hit by another one of those like fully charged forward smashes ever again.
Yeah. So just goes to show you can clean up your act a little bit after a rough game and always bring it back. So great stuff.